Hello and welcome to video 2.3. In this video, we're going to discuss about game stage creation and object positioning. In the previous video, we've created basic elements. Now we're going to position them in the correct location on stage, and in the case of the brick, we're going to create a brick grid instead of just one. In order to create the brick grid, we'll need to modify the createBrick function we created in the previous video. We're gonna add as parameters x and y, and instead of using hard-coded values like 50, we're gonna set the values according to two parameters provided by the function header. We'll remove the destroyBrick call because it was used as a demonstration in the previous video. And now we'll create brickGrid function. I'll paste it and I'll explain what it does. The createBrickGrid function will run a nested loop. Nested loop means that a loop will run inside a loop in order to create the correct grid. Now, the I value will be in charge of the X values of the bricks, and the J value will be in charge of the Y values of the bricks. So the first loop will run 14 times, and the second loop will run 5 times. So that means we'll have 14 bricks in a row and 5 rows. In order to calculate the X value of each brick, we'll use the I value. We'll multiply it by the brick's width plus 10, which will be the space between each brick, which will be the 10 pixels will serve as space between each two bricks in a row, and we'll add 40 pixels to that, so that the first brick won't be too close to the left part of the screen. When discussing the Y values, we'll multiply the J variable to the brick's height plus 5. 5 pixels will be the space between each two bricks in a column, and we'll add 20 pixels so that the first brick will not be too close to the top. Now, instead of createBrick, we're gonna call the createBrickGrid. And let's take a look at the result for now. As you can see, we have a brick grid placed on screen, but now the ball and the pedal are not in the correct location. So let's move them to the correct location. In addition to that, you can see that we cannot see all the bricks. We wanted to have 14 bricks in a row, but we have less. That's because the canvas is too small to fit all the bricks we've configured. So let's enlarge the canvas by going to the canvas definition here and setting the width to 1000. Let's take a look at the result. You can see we have all the bricks here. Now we just have to place the ball and the pedal in the correct location. So let's place the ball at the middle of the canvas. So in order to do that, we can state that we want to get the canvas width, and we divide it by 2. So we get the exact center of the canvas in the x-axis. If we do the same for the canvas height and divide it by 2, we get the exact middle on the y-axis. If we take a look at the result, we can see that the ball is exactly in the middle of the canvas. Now let's set the pedal location. The pedal x will be the width divided by 2. Now, since the pedal doesn't have a registration point, like we defined in the brick earlier, we'll need to remove the pedal width divided by 2 in order for it to be in the exact middle. The y-axis will be configured at 90% of the height of the canvas. This will leave some space at the bottom of the canvas for the ball to fall. So now we have the complete stage of the breakout game. Congratulations! Now you know how to create the game stage and position the various objects along the screen. In this section, we've learned how to create the basic game assets in order to be able to create the game stage before we start working on the actual game logic. In the next section, we're going to discuss about the game logic.